Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my Week 2 recaps. This video is for the week that was in the AFC South, recapping all the games of Week 2 and taking a little bit of a look ahead to Week 3 for all the teams in the division. And you had two teams square off against each other in a divisional game. The Titans traveled to Houston to take on the Texans, a game that the Texans ended up pulling out in overtime, 30-24. Certainly the star of this game for the Texans was DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins, the first-round pick of the Texans. You know, the Texans are depending a lot on him to be that man opposite Andre Johnson, who was hurt in this game, and Hopkins really stepped for the forefront. Not only caught the game-winning pass from Matt Schaub, but also was key on a drive that led to the game-tying touchdown by Arian Foster late in the fourth quarter, and then the subsequent two-point conversion by Foster as well to tie the game to send it to overtime. And, you know, I thought the Titans gave a very good effort. They look to have this game, I wouldn't say secure, but they look to be in pretty good control when at 17-16, the Titans were up. Alteron Werner interception in return for a touchdown of Matt Schaub ran the lead to 24-16. But as I just displayed, you know, the Texans come back, win the game in overtime. And I thought what you took from both teams defensively was I was surprised both teams were able to run the ball pretty well. You know, Jake Locker was efficient. You know, no interceptions, only like about 150 yards passing, but no interceptions. And certainly to win games like this, you know, Locker's probably going to have to develop more of a passing game down the field, especially a game where, you know, Chris Johnson had a good game, just under 100 yards. I believe it was 96 yards rushing, but he didn't have a great game. And, you know, we'll see how that progresses throughout the year. But I think that Titans defense is solid. I like what I see from that Titans defense. You know, a very underrated defense in my mind. But again, the Texans, sort of the second week in a row, sort of feeling themselves around, come back late, and get a pretty thrilling victory, actually, at home in overtime. Next week, you have Houston traveling to Baltimore. And you have Tennessee hosting San Diego, who is a little bit of an upstart team, again, with a high-powered offense rolling into Nashville. As far as the other teams in the AFC South here, first the Colts. The Colts lose a game, a pretty disappointing game because it was at home, 24-20 versus the Dolphins. They now go to 1-1. They play at San Francisco next week, which I'll get to in a second. But the Colts in this game, I was a little bit surprised at how good the Dolphins secondary was able to bottle up Reggie Wayne, most notably Brent Grimes on Reggie Wayne. Luck went to T.Y. Hilton, who had over 100 yards receiving. You saw maybe it is going to be a pretty big deal that Dwayne Allen is out for an extended period of time. Maybe that's one less weapon that Luck has to get used to playing without. Although Luck had a pretty good game overall. The running attack was average. I thought where the Colts offense really sputtered a little bit was their lack of pass protection for Luck. I mean, the Dolphins had 3 sacks, but they were pressuring Luck all day. You know, you just worry about any quarterback taking a lot of hits like that. Although with Luck, you know, they're driving in the fourth quarter, and you totally expect Luck to come through now. That's sort of the reputation he's developed. But hey, look, every good quarterback comes up short once in a while. And when your defense puts you in a situation where your quarterback always has to come back, you know, he's not going to come through 100% of the time. I worry about the Colts defense because, you know, the Dolphins were able to pass the ball pretty well on them. I didn't see as much pressure as I thought I was going to see from that Colts defense. There's really nothing the Colts defense does well. They play extremely hard. They're pretty athletic. But there's nothing they do extremely well that makes me think against, you know, average to above average to good offenses that they can do anything to slow them down. And I think they're going to end up in a lot of situations this year where Luck has to pull a rabbit out of the hat, much like he did last year, to make up for maybe a little bit of a suspect offensive line and a suspect defense at time that is smallish in size and maybe wears down late in games. They travel to San Francisco next week, who's going to be out for blood after getting embarrassed up in Seattle this week. You know, if they can't protect the quarterback, the Colts, and they can't run the ball a little bit, and Reggie Wayne can't get open, it could be a long day in San Francisco, certainly for the Colts. The Jaguars are the last team here in the AFC South. And look, I hate to pile on the Jaguars because they have great fans, and I think they're headed in the right direction with the coach and GM they have. But, you know, their quarterback spot is a mess. Their whole roster is a mess at this point. You just hope they can keep on playing hard and get a little bit better game to game. You know, they're Chad Henne, obviously quarterback today. He had one point where Blaine Gabbert's out with a hand. Maurice Jones-Drew is sidelined with the ankle injury. Justin Blackmon isn't playing because he's suspended, and Mercedes Lewis was out. So, I mean, that's like basically all the good players on the Jaguars I just named right there. They score their first touchdown of the season from a guy who just got picked up 2 weeks ago in Clay Harbor. And their defense, I thought, grinded it out, did the best they could. It's not like the Raiders had a prolific game offensively. But look, the Jaguars are a work in progress, certainly. We'll see how they bounce back next week, although I hate to even be the bearer of bad news, but they have to travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. So certainly be a rough one for him there. Gus Bradley heading back to where he was the defensive coordinator last year. Let me know what you guys thought of Week 2 in the AFC South. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Guys, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm recapping all the games division by division. I do individual game recaps of every game every week. So be sure to subscribe, join the conversation, and have a great night.